Hi, I'm Bob Nystrom.
Hi, this is Bo Dietl.
Hey, this is Rich Big Daddy Salgado.
Hi, this is Doc Goodney, and you're watching Sports Biz.
Sports Biz.
Sports Biz with LD. Sports fans, this is Sports Biz with LD.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Larry Davis, the host of Sports Biz with LD, sponsored by the Rampart Group Insurance. You can go to rampartgroupinsurance.com, and sponsored by 388 Restaurant and Lounge, located in Roslyn, 388 Willis Avenue, Roslyn, New York. Today, my co-host from the Sporting News Grill in Westbury, not the band man. He doesn't have a band. Steve Miller. How you doing, Steve?
I'm terrific. It's a pleasure to be here.
And it's a pleasure to have you here, too.
Well, thank you very much.
Steve Miller is with the Sporting News Grill. Sporting News Grill is open over a year and a half. It's one of the leading sports bars here in Long Island in Westbury.
That's absolutely true.
Tell us a little bit about the place. I've been there. It's beautiful. Tell me a little bit.
Well, it's a fantastic place. We're at 369 Old Country Road in Call Place.
Yeah.
We have an absolutely beautiful restaurant and bar. We have a beautiful, beautiful outdoor seating courtyard right by our pool. 18 large screen TVs, flat screen HD
Only
TVs.
18?
Only 18, but yeah, any game, any time, any day. We have a wonderful, wonderful menu. Brand new, like I said, recently renovated. Our menu is absolutely terrific.
Yeah, I think it is. I've been there.
In every way.
Love the place. I think it's a getaway place. Like, people don't even know about it.
That's the thing. That's what we have to do. We have to get people to know it. And once they're there, they love it. You know, every time somebody comes in that hasn't been there before, they're loving it and they're coming back. So we just gotta get the word
So
out.
it's all about as much food and beverage as people can drink and buy.
That
and
is
eat.
absolutely correct.
So we're going to get into the show. Just so you know, Steve, I always do some stuff off my chest, things I'm thinking about, things I like, and things I don't like.
Okay.
So we're going to get to some stuff that I like right now. And as we are live and taping, LeBron James has signed with the
Finally
Cleveland
made a decision.
Cavaliers. and he said, I'm going back. And he said, I always knew I was going to go back.
He says that now.
Okay.
No, I am.
I think he'll be welcomed back with open arms, even though they burnt all his jerseys at the time. But I think they'll soon forget that.
So what percentage of the people who burnt his jersey you think are going to go buy a new one?
Right?
You're right. They will pack
Yes.
it in. And if you recall, 4 years ago, the owner, Dennis Gilbert, who happens to own Quicken Loans, just so you know, he sent a letter and put it out there for everyone to see, pretty much trashing
Right.
LeBron. I mean, calling him
I
everything
guess I couldn't blame
under
him
the
at the
sun.
time.
Well, listen, from a business standpoint, all the businesses surrounding the stadium, like good example, if a Sporting News
Right.
Grill was right near that stadium,
I think I might have been upset.
I think you'd be a lot upset, right? And all the merchandising and what the worth of the franchise. I mean,
Sure.
just think of that I haven't heard that yet, even though he just signed, he said he signed about an hour ago.
Right.
Is the worth of the franchise, if you look at what happened with the LA paper clips, I used to call them, even though they are the Clippers, I got that from Pete Vesey, the great writer. Look what they're worth. $2 billion. Now every franchise has gone
Are
up.
they really worth $2 billion?
Well, like everyone says, it's all what they'll pay. Listen, I go and have a
Exactly.
burger fries. How much does that cost to me in the
Right,
Sporting News
right.
Grill? If I pay for it, I liked it.
Exactly.
So his franchise just went up. I mean, you bring LeBron on, my thought process would be the franchise just went up 30, 40%.
Oh, it's without question.
And
At least.
At least. And, again, you're not in one of the major PR cities. I mean, you got Cleveland.
We're talking Cleveland, but, he's going to bring him back.
He's going to bring him back, so we got to love that. Love LeBron back there.
Yep.
Left Miami. My thought process now with what's going to go on with the Heat, I think the big three, well, one's out.
Well,
My
now
thought is I
big
think Chris
two.
Bosh, big two. I think Chris Bosh is not going to go to the Rockets and take that deal.
Leaving the big one.
Leaving the only one.
only one.
But the interesting take on that, Steve, is Pat got Dwayne Wade to opt out. Now, I think he had like 2 years and a good amount of money left on his deal, maybe $40 million. And now he told him to opt out, that he'll give him an extension on his deal so he'll have more dollars, but the cost average will be a lot down because Wade is not the player he was. Does Pat now say to Dwayne Wade, see ya?
That's quite possible.
It's a business. You know that great Italian line, Steve?
Might just happen.
I mean, I know you're
And
not
where does that
Italian,
leave
but
Miami?
where would that leave Miami? It'll leave Miami where the Knicks are,
Right, exactly.
in the bottom of the division.
Rebuilding.
And they're totally rebuilding. So on that note,
Speaking of the Knicks.
right, a guy that you said used to see at all the Grateful Dead concerts, the VP, President Operations, got every title there is, Mr. Phil Jackson. There was an interview with him yesterday talking about Carmelo. Let's go to that. And he's talking a little about his confidence in Carmelo signing with the Knicks.
I am. I expected one yesterday and the day before yesterday, but no, we're waiting.
How do you feel about the situation? I mean, in terms of your chances after meeting with them last time?
Felt really good about my conversation with Carmelo. Yeah, we really struck a chord. The two of us, I think, feel really passionately about what we're trying to get accomplished. It's his ability to stay, be patient, lead, and watch us develop a winner. There's no instantaneous winner that we think is going to happen to the Knicks right now, but we're going to be a lot better.
Well, Steve, what do you expect him to say? Of course, he thinks the Knicks are going to be a lot better.
Right.
He expects Carmelo to sign with them. But then again, Steven, he could have signed on Thursday.
What's he
and
waiting
today
for?
is Friday. Exactly
What
right.
is he waiting for?
What do you think? What do you think he's waiting for?
I think he's going to make the decision to stay. I actually hope he does. I'm a Syracuse man myself, and I just love to see him stay.
So Carmelo gave you a one and done.
One and done, yep. But hey, it was a great one.
It was a great one. He won it all as a freshman.
Yep.
You know, you look at him.
And I'm thrilled to have Phil on board as well. I've been a Knick fan since Phil was on the court. So
We all love Phil. I'm a big fan
Yep.
of Phil, big fan of
Love him.
Carmelo. I've said it many times on the show, and the way I see Carmelo is, you know, he can make the most money with the Knicks. It's a $35 million difference. I said this 6-7 months ago. Carmelo takes all the money as he should, and if he's not good with the Knicks, a year or two later, he does what he did when he was with Denver to come to the Knicks.
Obviously, he wants that ring as soon as possible. It's going to take longer with the Knicks, but I think he's going to come and wait it out. At least I hope he does.
Let's see what Phil said, a little bit more about Carmelo and his information going back that he texted him and seeing what he thinks about Carmelo coming back to the Knicks.
We have alternative plans, plan B, C, D, E, and F, but so far we're still in plan A. And, you know, that's the first kind of kingpin that we have to have in this whole situation.
The question was, of course, you know, what are you going to do if Carmelo doesn't come? You know, and of course, Phil said he has a plan A, which is Carmelo, B and C. I don't know what the
What
B
is
and
B
C
and
is.
C?
B and C is, can we make it a 500?
B and C is 20 wins.
Right, as Cleveland just goes right past the Knicks.
Right.
And again, we'll be there with the Heat. Let's see what Phil has to say about what you brought up before we got on. Pau Gasol. Let's see what Phil had to say about Pau, who played for Phil in LA and won a few titles.
Choice of words. That one in play, I don't quite like that one. We'd like to be in the ballpark of where he's getting contracts offered. You know, we anticipate it's going to be somewhere, you know, 10 million above. It's something like that. We don't have that kind of money, but we have what Pau needs: the United Nations. He's an ambassador for United Nations.
So the interesting take on that is the Knicks can only give him $3.5 million.
Right.
He's a $10 million guy out there. Even Phil said
As much as I'd love to see him, he's not coming.
He's not coming.
He's not coming.
And Phil throwing him the United Nations rap because he's an ambassador to his country.
Exactly.
I hear you, but whatever team he's on, I think he can fly into New York and do a little ambassador work.
Probably could afford that.
He
Yes.
he probably got his own little private plane or helicopter. He can come in here.
As much as I would love to see him on the Knicks.
Is that Paul calling in right now?
That
Maybe
could
say,
be,
hey,
and that
you
might
know,
be,
wants to tell us.
might be a senior moment.
It might be another senior moment for our producer, David L. Martin. Always happens every show.
Not to mention names.
Not to mention names, and plus he's on the other side of the camera. I guess he wants to be on this side. Let's talk about the question to Phil now was, what's the difference of being a head coach and being an executive? Let's see what Phil has to say about that. Phil Jackson, the Zen Master.
How's this process been different for you, kind of in a new position? You haven't held, you've been around it so long. Are you looking at it from a new perspective?
You know, as a coach, many times, you know, I had to reach out to players and try and encourage them to come play for us. Various levels, teams that we had. So it's not that all that different. It's the different part is, you know, putting together the rest of the roster. How do you put it together to make it work and come out the way you want it?
Phil,
So basically, Phil's saying being an executive compared to being the head coach, you know, it's the same thing, managing people, trying to coerce them, figure out, you know, what he can use. He was in L.A. in a big market.
Which is what he does the best. That's
He
what
does
that's
very
what
well.
he's
You know,
great
I
at.
agree with you. You know, people are like, oh, now he's an executive, he's always a coach. He always had his opinion on players. How could
Sure.
you not want his opinion if you were the general manager? And then one last question they asked him I thought was very interesting. I don't know if you know this, Steve, but his fiance, Jeannie Buss, owns the Lakers,
Right.
where he used to work. And now he's with New York. And now L.A. has been trying to get Carmelo. So the question was, how's that working with you and your fiance when you both want the same thing?
Genie, big part of it.
No, we talked about this before. That we're going to be in a, you know, in a place where there are going to be players that both of us want, and we'll just have to deal with it. You know, we'll put our best pitch forward, and you know, if one was the guy, we just accept that as part of the game, and it is what it is. I think these owners, and you know, position that I'm in, you have to understand that's just part of the game.
There we are, the great Phil Jackson, the Zen Master, your buddy you used to go to Grateful Dead concerts with, right?
Well, actually, that was Bill Walton, but that's another
Oh, was it
story.
Bill Walton? But I would think Phil was there,
That's
too.
okay.
But
Phil might
was
have
there.
been there.
Let's move on. Another thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about what I saw July 4th with the New York Yankees. Can you put up this photo of the Yankees wearing this red hat? Are you kidding me? We're talking the New York Yankees. When you say Yankees, you see the NY interlock, you see pinstripes. And the Yankees, for I don't know what marketing this could be, they're wearing a red hat? I mean, how much more money do the Yankees think they're going to make on this red hat? Now, Steve, you're not the big baseball guy all the time, I know that, but Yankees, pinstripes,
Hi, I'm Bob Nice.
hats?
What's with the red hat?
I got to tell you, man, it bothered me so much, I had to talk about it on the show. I had to, and it was a week ago.
Right.
I had to bring that up. That just bothers me. I don't get it.
All right,
I don't
but
know
it's
what
a
you're
week.
thinking
Get over
about.
now.
I can't. So I'm not buying one of those red hats. Anybody I see with a red hat, I'm going to tell you, what are you thinking about?
Right.
Let's move on.
Now that you've got that off your shoulders.
Off my chest. It's called off my chest, not off my shoulder. Masahiro Tanaka. Talked about him on the show a few times. Last week, before we even knew what happened with him, I had said, stick a fork in the Yankees. They're done.
Done.
It's over. Now, with Masahiro Tanaka coming out and saying his elbow's bothering him, he goes to Seattle where they had all the big machas, the big orthopedic guys there. And they all came back with the same thing.
No
He has
surgery.
a small tear, right. Take off 6 weeks, and let's see what happens. Masahiro, all they're telling you is Tommy John surgery is coming in 6 weeks from now. Nobody takes 6 weeks off. And remember, he's not throwing. So then after 6 weeks, he's going to have to come back and throw.
Right.
The
Get back
tear
into
is
shape.
not going to just get better. If you remember Matt Harvey last year with the Mets, he waited, I'm going to do rehab, I'm going to try, and then he just was like, listen, I'm getting the surgery. Masahiro Tanaka now, and now when he came up from Japan, he pitched every 7 days in Japan. And over there you throw a lot of pitches, but you have extra time to recover. Here
Sure.
in the States, we pitch every 5th day. You know, an extra 2 days, if you threw 124 pitches.
But you're throwing less pitches.
Throwing less pitches. And here, Girardi did not give him, like, he threw 100, 110, 120 pitches every game. It wasn't like they babied this guy. He's 24
That's
years
true.
old, 25 years old, and they felt, oh, let the kid throw. Well, that kid throw, and the Yankees are done. And let me tell you something else about the Yankees. I think the Yankees are done for a while, for years to come, because they go out and spend $500 million last year. What do you got? Who do you got? You got Carlos Beltran, who I like, who's a great playoff performer. He's injured. You got McCann, who the rumors are out there. Brian McCann cannot handle New York because he's not playing well. He's batting like 220. Okay? That's one thing. Ellsbury, and I said it on this show when they signed him 6-7 months ago. I was like, there's one word to me that needs to be said. Any player, any sport makes $20 million a year or more. One thing has to be said. You know what that word is?
What's that one thing?
Superstar.
Superstar.
And he's not.
No.
Okay? The Yankees just throw the money around. Good, keep spending. And the bottom line is, that Gabe Paul was probably one of the greatest GMs ever, was the architect of the Yankees in the late 70s, always said, you can never have enough pitching. So, Yankees are toast. The Yankees will not come back, spend $500 million. They're still not winning this division. They can spend as much money as they want next year. These Yankees are done. It's great. Their run is over. And they got a long time till they'll be able to move on from this last spending spree. I don't even think you call it a spree. There's got to be another word for that, Steve.
What would you call it?
Waste of money.
Waste of money.
Okay? Just throw it out there. And people are dissing Brian Cashman, the GM. Listen, Brian's a great GM. Fortunately, he's had tons of money to spend. So you can look at it and say, well, Brian, you could just buy
Had
anything
that
you
luxury.
want. But you know something? You had the luxury.
Right.
They still won. Just like you. You built a beautiful place in Sporting News Grill. You have 18 TVs.
Nice segue.
Thank you. Could have had 10.
That was
You
pretty
said
good.
no. We're going with 18 TVs.
18.
Okay?
12 taps.
12 taps.
Great menu.
Great menu. So you guys spent the money.
Beautiful renovations.
The old line is you spend it, they will come.
Exactly.
And they come. Your place is packed. Because you know why your place is packed?
Couldn't
Tell you
be happy
another
about
thing.
that.
Everyone loves it, and it's right in Westbury. It's in the middle of Long Island. So easy to get to. It's right there on Old Country
That was
Road.
a great segue you just did. That was
Thank you. You won't be
fantastic.
back on the show if you just keep telling me how great I am, but still,
Wow.
it's okay. And I'm pretty close to
Right
bringing
from
in
the
my
Yankees
next
to
guest, just so
Sporting
you know. So, that's my wrap with the Yankees and Tanaka. Not happy what's going on. up there.
Neither am I.
So I would think also a lot of corporate dollars might be leaving the New York
one
Yankees.
would
The ones
think.
that are tied up for a 2-3 year
Yep.
deal, they're stuck because that money's not going to be. The Yankees are fortunate that it's the last year, the year of Derek Jeter. Otherwise, no one will be going to that stadium. They
Right.
can tell you anything they want. Nobody's going to that stadium. It's empty.
It's going to look like City Field.
It's going to look like City Field. Very good segue. Let's talk a little about the Mets.
There you go.
So,
You're welcome.
something. That's why you're a co-host. So, let's talk about the New York Mets.
Sure.
Playing better of late.
Well, they lost last night, but they had, what, 4 straight before that?
4 straight before that,
Yep.
6 of their last 8. And taking 3 of 4 against Atlanta, their division
There you
rivals. That's big. Now, the whole idea, you know what the next step is for the Mets?
Tell me.
They got to win tonight.
That would be good. That would be the very next step, yes.
And I do agree that Terry Collins came out there, the manager of the Mets, and said, we're only 2 players away. And a lot of people said, you know, what is he talking? Is he crazy? I agree with him. If they sign Nelson Cruz, who's killing it with the Orioles, at only $8 million a year, only $8 million a year.
Only.
You know, they ended up signing Chris Young for $7.25. I mean, that just killed him. And if you brought and when Matt Harvey comes back, if Matt Harvey's as good as he was before Tommy John surgery, there's your 2 players. The Mets are there. I believe.
They're close.
They're close.
They're close.
And another division of the whole, all of baseball, such parity. I mean, there's nobody who's great. Okay? Nobody.
This is true.
They got a shot. They really do.
A shot at what?
Maybe getting a wild card.
That's a stretch.
I think it's a stretch.
It
Why?
might be a
There's 2
stretch.
wild cards, Steve. Didn't you write a song about wild cards or no?
I think that was the
Oh,
Joker.
that was the other
That
Steve.
Joker.
That was the other Steve. That was good. And Curtis Granderson playing well also, by the way.
Yep, playing well.
Kurt, man, had a very bad April, which is very hard for him to catch back up.
Right.
Take a sip. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Is that from the Sporting News Grill? It's the official water of the Sporting News Grill?
I could have got my logo on there.
Should have brought one. Would be nice. Let's move right along. We've got a few minutes left. A couple other things that I want to talk about off my chest. But I'd also like to bring in another guest, another co-host.
Okay. Just before I go, back to the sporting news. You can go on our website.
What's your website?
Our website is sngrillwestbury.com. You could sign up for our e-club. Once you do, you'll be part of our mailing list. You get terrific offers. We'll send you out, birthday offers, anniversary offers. We'll
Offers
send
like
out-
what? I can
we'll
come in
s-
for dinner for free or have a
not
drink for free?
free, but we have great deals. You'll get coupons that you can use, and like I said, become part of our mailing list. You get our email blasts about special events. So and you can like us on our Facebook page, and you'll be part of our list as well. So
It's all good stuff, Steve.
Yeah.
I love the place, Sporting News Grill in Westbury. Steve Miller, he told me he works 7 days a week, so you will see him.
eight.
Like I said, 8:25, 8 days, 25 hours a day. Steve, thank you very much for being on the
It was
program.
certainly my pleasure.
And I will be in again to see you. Kelliann Horak, come on down. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you as well. So you're involved with the Sporting News Grill as well, but you're in charge of corporate sales.
Yep, we're linked with the Holiday Inn and Sporting News Grill, yes.
The Holiday Inn, like the big Holiday Inn, like...
Yeah, the one that Kevin Wilson put together, yes.
Ah, that's great. So tell us a little about what's going on in the corporate world there. I'm sure now we're showing some photos of the beautiful courtyard and the rooms you have and all the different places that, if I wanted to come there and have an event there, what would I need to do?
Well, our hotel has 152 rooms.
Wow.
We are full service with the Sporting News Grill restaurant directly right next door to us with the same owner. So we do have that. We also do have a gorgeous courtyard, which I'm sure you'll see a picture of right after this or during this.
Yes, they are showing the courtyard. The courtyard looks great. And I've been
does
there. It
look
looks
great.
beautiful, yeah.
The pool area as well is very nice, great for swimming. We have a lifeguard on duty 24 hours, so we like to do a lot of corporate.
24 hours, you have a lifeguard?
Just kidding. No.
So I guard my own life on the other hours?
We're open. Our swimming pool is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. But we do serve we have a pool menu as well,
That's great.
so we could serve you right by the pool. But we do want to host some corporate events that we could do late night around the pool and around the courtyard area. Very, very nice out there.
That's super. So besides corporate, we could just throw a party.
Absolutely.
If you want to throw a
Social
birthday
events,
party,
too, if you
social
want.
events, I mean,
Absolutely.
everything. You can have a birthday party there, whether young, old, and then you have the food from the grill,
We do.
Sporting News Grill, plus you also have the TV screens. You got 18 TV screens.
them, yes.
You can watch all the games, pipe it in. I love the place.
Yes. Great.
Now, you also have a big event coming up, September
Yeah.
11th. It's a Thursday night. It's also first night of football,
It is.
Thursday night football. Tell us a little about your event.
Well, it's a luau. We're actually linking up with the Wounded Warriors Project. So we're trying to get actually some local Wounded Warriors involved in it. We're hosting a luau with you guys as well. And big event, we're actually going to have, I think we're having a roast. We're having a tiki bar. We're going to have some lighting in the pool. It's going to be really nice.
Wow, that sounds great. What do you mean a roast? A roast meaning the food out there, or you're roasting somebody?
No, I think a pig.
Oh, you're going to have a pig out there.
And all tiki style on there.
And where can we find out all this information?
Well, you can go to our website, hiwestbury.com, or on Sporting News Grill website, which is sngrillwestbury.com.
And does it cost anything to go? I mean,
To go to the luau, I believe we haven't set up the pricing yet because we are doing donations for the Wounded Warrior Project, but we will put the details once we have the flyers, everything together, which should be up very shortly on our website.
I love it. I love bringing in the Wounded Warriors. I love the charity angle. I think it's really great.
We do too. We think it'll be a good event, hopefully.
Now, I would think for you, you have the swimming pool out there, and you telling us beforehand that you're a volleyball player. I mean, can we play volleyball in the pool? And we got anything like that going on the grounds?
Maybe we can. We don't normally. I mean, a lot of people bring in their own stuff, floaty stuff like that. We don't have any volleyball. I'd love to incorporate that, though. of
I'm
course.
just here to help. I just want to come up with some ideas, something to help. Do you have the grounds to put up a volleyball court back there? We should.
Well, in the pool, definitely we can. It's a decent sized pool. It's very nice. Yes. goes deep too. So I definitely think we could do something like that.
Yeah, but I always found the problem with that in the pool, the volleyball. You know, if someone's on the deep side,
You're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that, but I guess you could say that, you know. They're going to lose. Is that what you want to say? That side would probably lose?
I mean, if you're a little taller, we'll throw you on that side. I don't know. We'll see how it works.
I would think that'd be great. A lot of fun and games going on there. Put one of those basketballs in there. We can shoot some hoops.
Okay, well, it's right next to Sporting News Grill, so we should incorporate some of the sports.
You should, and I'll tell you something about Sporting News Grill. Just the 2 employees I know. You guys, do you guys only hire height? I mean, everybody got to be like 5. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot. And Steve Miller?
6'4".
6'4". So, and I'm almost 6, so I can get a job there, maybe.
Absolutely. There's a job for you anywhere there. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. In and out. I could be in the grill. I could be outside. Well,
Hotel, absolutely.
and in the hotel, 150 some odd rooms.
152 rooms, yes.
You're right. People just don't know about it. It's only there over a year. Sporting News Grill in Westbury. We have Steve Miller, who's running the SN Grill, Sporting News Grill. We have Kelliann, who runs the corporate side. They work very well together. September 11th is their event. I want everyone to go to their website, sngrillwestbury.com. You can find out about the event. I will be there that night. They didn't know that, but I just decided I will be coming there. We've also talked about maybe some celebrity guests, so look on the website, see what's going on. You will find it on our website as well. And now I just realized I didn't even talk about our website, sportsbizwithld.com. You can tweet me at sportsbizwithld, and you can Facebook me, sportsbizwithld. It's amazing how it's 30 minutes already. I want to thank our sponsors, RampartGroupInsurance.com, for all your insurance needs. The Rampart Group has it, from whether it's business, auto, home, life insurance, all that good stuff, they have it. And then a very good friend of the show, 388 Restaurant and Lounge. They're at 388 Willis Avenue in Roslyn. And like we do with all our guests, and you guys will be getting this today, a gift card to 388 Restaurant. You will love it. You guys can go there, enjoy it. Most probably I'll be there. I hang out there a little bit, so you might see me there. This is for you guys.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you guys being on the show. sngrillwestbury.com. I'm Larry Davis, Sports Biz with LD. We'll see you next week.
Sports Biz is sponsored by the Rampart Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Special thanks to mintpros.com. Brought to you by the Daily Blue Network. Sports fans, this is Sports Biz with LD.